Namaste and welcome to part 6 of book session on Autobiography of a Yogi. The moment has finally come when Paramhansa Yogananda has found his guru and is now in his ashram in Serampore for his training as a disciple. Swami Yukteshwar, he asked Yogananda that he should resume his further studies and he should go to the university to do his bachelor's, as someday he will go to the West and his university degree will help the people there to be more receptive towards him. And Yogananda, who had just completed his high school studies at the request of his father, had been thinking that at least now he can completely focus his time and devote all of his time to discipleship and walk on the spiritual path. And here is his guru wanting Yogananda to continue his further studies and attend the university. Though Yogananda was not a bit happy about this, still he agreed to abide by his guru's wish on one condition. He told his guru that he will attend the university if and only if his guru will reveal God to him. And Swami Yukteshwar promised that he will. One day when Yogananda and Swami Yukteshwar were together, Yogananda asked Swami Yukteshwar to tell something about himself, and Swami Yukteshwar very humbly answered that his family name was Priyanath Karar. His father was a wealthy businessman and the hermitage they were residing in currently was once their ancestral mansion. His daughter was married, and after his wife's death, he joined the Swami order and received his new name of Swami Yukteshwar Giri. He further mentioned that Lahiri Mahasaya was his guru, and hearing his family guru's name, Yogananda became happy and he remembered how his parents were too Lahiri Mahasaya's disciple and how the picture of Lahiri Mahasaya had saved him from the deadly Asiatic cholera during his childhood. And soon Yogananda, he became accustomed to the daily life of the ashram along with his carrying on his duties as a university student. During that time, Yogananda was quite frail, and since childhood he was also suffering from a number of stomach ailments. Swami Yukteshwar also noticed his frailty and told Yogananda that he is too thin. And Yogananda said that he has taken bottles of tonics and other medicines, but nothing has worked for him. Medicines have limitations, but the creative life force has none. Believe that, and you shall be well and strong. Swami Yukteshwar said these words to Yogananda with determination, with conviction, and just in 2 weeks' time, Yogananda gained the weight he always dreamt of, and his stomach ailments, they vanished completely and permanently. So it was his guru's blessing that healed him, and later Yogananda witnessed that his guru healed a number of people suffering from diabetes, epilepsy, tuberculosis, paralysis, and many other fatal diseases. One day while Yogananda was meditating, Sri Yukteshwar observed that though Yogananda was meditating, but his mind was not fully concentrated in meditation, and he said that I can see that although you are meditating, but in your mental background you are creating 3 images. One is a retreat on a plain, another on a hilltop, and still another by the ocean. Yogananda was surprised by the fact that his guru could even penetrate into his random reflections during meditations, and his guru remarked to him that these were not his random musings, rather these were the 3 important events in Yogananda's life, and we will see how beautifully they came true later in his life. First, a yoga school on a plain in Ranchi came into being, followed by American headquarters on a Los Angeles hilltop, and then a hermitage in Encinitas in California, overlooking the vast Pacific Ocean. So Yogananda had seen these 3 important events that would happen later in his life, already in his meditation. Swami Yukteshwar, we know friends that he had vast powers. He could easily see the past, present and future of any person. Still, he never flaunted these powers. His feet were firmly on the earth and his head was in the heaven of heaven. He was a strict disciplinarian and a self-realized master who was always in communion with the divine. He was softer than the flower where kindness was concerned, and stronger than thunder where principles were at stake. There are a few worth mentioning incidents that happened during Yogananda's stay in his Guru's ashram, and they contain so much wisdom for us, friends, on how to lead our life meaningfully. One such incident was that once a disciple, he came to Swami Yukteshwar's ashram and he expressed his doubts if he was worthy to walk on the spiritual path. And Swami Yukteshwar ji, he consoled him by saying, and I will quote his words here, "Forget the past. The vanished lives of all men are dark with many shames. Human conduct is ever unreliable until man is anchored in the divine. Everything in the future will improve if you are making a spiritual effort now." And friends, we may too not know how many sins we may have committed in the past or even in this lifetime. But what we know is that this is the time to get past all our shames by being one with the divine, and believe that everything in the future will improve if we are making the spiritual effort. If you have come so far and you are still with me, then chances are that you are willing to take this effort to bring positive changes in your consciousness. In another incident, it happened that Yogananda was a little disturbed by the presence of mosquitoes in the ashram. He was bitten every day from head to toe during his sleep, during his meditation and the other chores. And when he mentioned his predicament to his Guru, then Swami Yukteshwar said, "Is the whole world going to change for you? Change yourself. Get rid of your disturbing consciousness." And with this realization, Yogananda went to bed and not even a single mosquito ventured near him. By changing his consciousness and yogic powers, he could now prevent mosquitoes from even coming near to him. In our lives too, when we are confronted with difficult situations or people, then we often pray to God that please God change these situations and change these people. But we fail to understand that by expecting others to change, we are only increasing our own misery. Swami Yukteshwar ji gave a beautiful solution to this. He said that we should accept that nobody is going to change for us. We only have to change ourselves and get rid of the consciousness that disturbs us. So if some event or a person is making us angry, fearful, or is causing any negative emotion, then this only shows that the hurt is already present within us. And that person or event is only a facilitator to show us what needs to be healed within us. And once we heal that part of us, then we will no longer be affected with those emotions. And moving forward with this book, we know that Yogananda's longing desire for a guru was now met. But since his childhood, there was another desire, which was to go to the Himalayas and meditate there. So Yogananda puts forward his wish to his guru, and Swami Yukteshwar tells him that the wisdom he is seeking cannot come from a mountain, but from a man of self-realization. Ignoring his guru's wish, Yogananda sets his mind on the Himalayas and he says to himself that he will certainly go to the mountains come what may. And thus he sets on for this journey to the Himalayas, and on his way Yogananda gets an opportunity to meet a very great saint named Ram Gopal Mazumdar, who is also known as the sleepless saint. And the moment he saw Yogananda, he asked him why was he running away from his guru? For his guru has everything that Yogananda needs and that he should return to him. He added that mountains cannot be his guru. And these were the same words which were also said by his guru Swami Yukteshwar ji. And Yogananda, he was again shocked because he had not told anything about his predicament to Ram Gopal Mazumdar, and still he knew everything. And now Yogananda realized how ignorant he had been by not listening to his guru's words. And at that very moment, friends, Yogananda's lifelong obsession with the Himalayas, it got banished. This happens with us too. When we get something that we had been longing for a very long time, and when we get it, then sometimes we refuse to acknowledge it, we refuse to appreciate it till somebody else praises it. Yogananda had got his guru, and still he wanted to go to the Himalayas, thinking that the Himalayas and not his guru will give him the wisdom and the divine experience he was seeking. But when another great saint, Ram Gopal Mazumdar, he pointed out that it is his guru that all is that Yogananda needs, then Yogananda realized his mistake. And friends, Ram Gopal Mazumdar was no ordinary saint. He, for 45 years, meditated in the inaccessible caves of Bengal for 19 hours every single day. He did not use to sleep, and therefore he was named as the sleepless saint. And we have a lot to learn from Ram Gopal Mazumdar. As Ram Gopal Mazumdar, he very distinctly explained to us what happens to us when we sleep and when we meditate. When we sleep, then our muscles relax, but the heart, the lungs, the circulatory system, they're at work. They do not get rest even during sleep. But during meditation, when one reaches the superconscious state, then the cosmic energy takes over, and during this time, even the internal organs, they get rest. And throughout this book, friends, we will find references on the importance of meditation, the bliss that one experiences during meditation, the instant guidance, and the adequate response to every difficulty that one receives. The list of the benefits of meditation is endless. Friends, we are conditioned in our lives to go after worldly pleasures, but the desire for material things is endless. Man is never satisfied completely, and he pursues one goal after another. Even after achieving these material goals, he is never satisfied, and he's on the constant lookout for that something else. And friends, this something else is nothing but our soul's desire to know and find God. It is only the divine that can give us that everlasting joy, that everlasting bliss. Yogananda now goes back to the ashram of his guru, and there a divine cosmic experience awaited him. His guru touched him gently on his chest, and what Yogananda experienced next was something like immense joy broke upon his soul. He was one with God. The blissful nectar pulsated throughout his body. His guru had thereby fulfilled the promise he made to Yogananda on revealing God to him. And Yogananda, he prostrated himself at the holy feet of his guru for this divine experience, the experience where he found God. So Yogananda was pursuing his bachelor's friends along with pursuing his discipleship under the guidance of his guru, and there are many interesting narratives of Yogananda with his beloved guru Swami Yukteshwar ji, and I will share a very fascinating incident. So once in his guru's ashram, Yogananda presented a gift of 6 huge cauliflowers to his guru, and these cauliflowers were planted and nurtured by Yogananda himself. So his guru, he asked him to keep them in his own room, that is Yogananda's room, and as they shall be needed the next day for a special dinner. So the next morning, along with the other disciples, they all went for a walk by the sea, and Swami Yukteshwar said to Yogananda that his 6 cauliflowers will soon be 5, as Yogananda had forgotten to lock the back door of the hermitage. So a peasant was passing by the road, and all of a sudden, instead of taking a turn, he moved back towards the ashram door, and he entered out of all the rooms only into Yogananda's room, and there is more to come. Out of all the money, watch and other expensive things that were laid very explicitly in the room, the peasant looked under the bed only to take away that one cauliflower. And this whole plot was devised by Swami Yukteshwar, who planted the thought in the mind of the peasant to look for cauliflower in the hermitage. And Yogananda was completely baffled, yes, the same way as we are, and he asked his guru to explain it to him, how he knew this exactly beforehand. His guru explained that there are a number of hidden laws which science is yet to understand. Just as we tune our radio to a particular frequency when we want to hear a specific channel, in the similar manner, thoughts too are subtle vibrations which are moving in the space, and when we tune in to the correct vibration, then we can get to know what is going on in anyone's mind, living or dead. Yes, this is intriguing, friends. Newton's law of gravitation, it worked efficiently before Newton discovered it as after the discovery. And similarly, science will someday too discover these hidden laws. And time to enjoy the cosmic chant, friends. And these cosmic chants are written by Yogananda himself, so that through these chants, we too can enjoy the bliss. And today's cosmic chant is, I will sing thy name, I will drink thy name. Namaste.